Greetings, learners and viewers. Welcome to Indira National Open University. This is in continuation of the previous lecture. That is, and this is from the unit of tribes of Nagaland. And in the last lecture, we discussed about the first part of the different tribes of Nagaland. Today, again, this is in continuation, the part 3, the different tribes of Nagaland. In the previous lecture, we discussed about the 3 tribes, that is the Angami Nagas, the Lotha Nagas, and the Ao Nagas. Today, we shall try to cover up all the remaining tribes of Nagaland. And since there is a limit of time, I may not be able to cover all the tribes. So I'm just going to give a very brief introduction about the respective tribe. But most of the contents are very much written in the course content of this particular program. So let's go straight to the different tribes of Nagaland. As I have said, there are 16 tribes, 16 different tribes in Nagaland. And I have also mentioned that the word Naga is also not only the Nagas residing in Nagaland, but also the Nagas residing in the different states, the northeastern states, and also in Myanmar. And in Nagaland, we have 16 tribes. And today we are going to look at the Chakhesang tribe. Chakhesang tribe is one of the prominent tribes in Nagaland, which occupies the district of Peg. Previously, the Chakhesang tribe, the tribe was under Kohima district, but later on the Chakhesang tribe has got a different district that is called the Peg district. And the word Chakhesang is a combination of 3 tribes: Cha of Cheru, Ke of Keza, and Sang of Sanctum. Now Chakhesang consists of 2 major groups, that is Chakri and Keza, and 1 minor group called Sema. And Chakhesang tribe follows a patriarchal society where the man plays a dominant role in every aspect of life. Of course, this is not only about the Chakhesang tribe, but also many Naga tribes. It is definitely a patriarchal society where the male is the dominant and the head of the family. And male dominance become an established way of life, and women began to look up to men for existence and subsistence. Thus, in the course of time, women accepted the subordinate position assigned to them. Of course, things are changing at the moment, but then I'm basically discussing about the Nagas, which they used to be. Otherwise, in the recent times, there's a lot of change, even in a way like a lot of women are playing a very important role in the Naga society in the contemporary. Anyway, this issue will be discussed in the latter part means in another discussion, another chapter. And in the past, a man or the husband was, applauded and highly respected with honor if he had many wives. This is, of course, applicable to the Chakhesang tribe. And because if you are having more wives, that means you are, in a way, like you must be having more wealth, and you must be a strong and successful warrior. So that may be, these are the reasons why, you are able to, have more wives. And that is also the reason why if, certain tribes, they applaud or highly respected with honor for having many wives. And household works, field work, child rearing, food gathering were female work, while hunting, warfare, administrations, trade, and business, cutting firewood and clearing the jungles were man's work. And the right to inheritance and the line of descent are considered a male prerogative. So inheritance is mostly it goes to male child, and women use their ancestor land for agriculture, but they do not have the right to inherit it. Means like women, you have the right, you will be given ancestors land for agriculture cultivation, but you do not, the women do not have the right to inherit the land. That is what it is being followed by many Naga tribes, and of course Chakhesangs are also one of the tribes which follows this tradition. And women had no natural right to share a clan land, nor did she have the right to own the ancestor property, but she could receive a share in the family property called Luna. And unmarried women were seen as unlawful and shameful, and so women were compelled to get married whether they like it or not. It's like, if you look back, this is extremely unfair, So, the Chakhesang tribe, if there are women who are, unmarried, they consider it as unlawful and shameful. So they will compel, the women to get them married off. And shaving the heads of the Angami girl child were associated with the concept of purity, as growing hair by unmarried. Of course, Angamis and the Chakhesang, they have a lot of similarities. Initially they were under same district also, and of course, if we trace back the tribe, the origin, the origin is the same, all of them, Kezo Kenoma. And Chakhesang believe that the soul of a person is immortal, and so even after death, the soul continue to be active and goes to a village called Keshi Miki, where they share a life similar to their life on earth, and so all the necessary weapons and tools were buried along with the dead. That is like when you are dead, since they have a belief that there is life after death, and the life which is similar to the life that we are living. When a person dies, they will try to bury, when they are burying their dead bodies, they will also bury their weapons and tools, which they believe that such things will be required in the next life. And the main economic resources of the Chakhesang were land, forests, and land, of course, not forgetting also the other Naga tribes. One of their main resources, were land, forest, and water. And now let's go to the next tribe, that is Konyak tribe. It's a very major tribe in Nagaland. And Konyak tribe is one of the largest tribes in Nagaland. They practice a monarchical system, was prevalent among the Konyak tribe. And the Konyak name, for the king is called Ang. And the Ang, is the Angs of Konyak had under them villages, varying from 4 to 21 villages, paying tribute to the king Ang. Like every village will have Ang, that is the king, but besides that there will be Ang, which is which controls many villages, So they practice this kind of monarchy system in the Konyak the tribe. And if we look at the Naga tribes, of course, few Naga tribes practice monarchy. Remaining are all very democratic, and the Konyaks are one of the tribes in Nagaland which practices a monarchical system. And each, village had one ang, as I have just mentioned, but above all stood the great ang. The great ang means which controls many villages, not only one or two villages, but around 20, 30 villages. And who had the power to interfere, in the affairs of other angs under him. And the term ang, king, is found only in Chakhesang village. The rest of Konyak tribe villages use the term wang. And ang or wang can marry as many wives as his wealth and influence permits. He has the power to marry many wives, as I've said, depending on their wealth and depending on their influence. However, there can be only one queen. He can marry many wives, but there will be only one queen, whose son alone can inherit it, the angship or the wangship. The angs were very powerful and they were regarded as sacred, and their words, and the word is a law. Anything that comes out, any order that is given by the ang is it's very well respected, and it is it is very well taken by the people. And in this picture, in the black and white, you can see an ang with his queen in this picture. And each village had one ang, but above them all stood the, and as I have said, every village will have ang, but then above them there will be one ang, who controls all the other angs as well. And it is found only in Chakhesang village of Mon district. And the Konyak believe in the existence of many gods and spirits such as God of heaven, earth, forest, river, fertility, etc. And among these gods and spirits, they believe in the existence of a super god called Kawang. And the Kawang is believed to be a male by the Konyaks, though no one has ever seen him. And he is often addressed as Kawang, young man, which literally means the Lord God. And he was also believed to be the upholder of justice as well as the punisher of the wrongdoers. So as far as like the concept of God is concerned, they are very clear about the concept of their religion, their God. And Konyak believe the punishment often comes in the form of premature death, sickness, as well as barrenness or deprivation of male offspring. That is like if you do not live a good life, then they believe that there will be punishment from God, which are like often in the form of like premature death, sickness, and of course even barrenness, of deprivation of male offspring. Yeah, and the primitive indigenous Konyak religion had neither shrine nor temple. Rather, they had an altar for common worship, which is called Sajong. And Konyak tribe, like many other tribes, believed in tiger spirit. Many Nagas tribes, they believe on the tiger spirit. That is like, it's a very interesting, many tribals, of course, in the world, they believe this. That is like they believe that their spirit is like a tiger, or it could be other animals, but most of them, they believe the spirit of a tiger. And so when the tiger is able to kill animals and fill his stomach, they also feel happy. And when the tiger is injured, they also feel some kind of pain in their body. And when the tiger is killed, Even these people who are believed to be a tiger, man with a tiger spirit, they also dies. That is what is believed, and also it has been experienced by many Naga people. And among the Konyak, Dabu is known as Ngubu. And Ngubu is observed to appease the spirit of or deities, and thereby people abstain themselves from work. And it is observed during unnatural death, disease, childbirth, earthquake, eclipses, sowing seeds, etc. And these taboos may last for one day or even for several days. And during such taboo, the villagers are prohibited from working in the field, and couples are prohibited from any physical intimacy. And visitors from other villages are also not allowed to enter the village during such observance. And okay, now we have discussed about the Konyak tribe. Let's discuss about the Sema tribe. It's another very vibrant major tribe in Nagaland. Semas, they are also called Sumi. Nagas are primarily inhabitants of the Zunaburo district of Nagaland. And the Sema, the Sumi tribes, also had has a dowry system contrary to the Bengali system, where the groom pay dowry to the bride's family. For a Sema Naga tribe, if a parent has many female child, it is happiness for them. They take full pride in having many female child in the family, because for them it's wealth. When their female child, their daughters get married, they get a huge dowry. The dowry is being given by the groom to the bride, unlike in Indian society, where the dowry is being given to the groom. But here in the Naga, the Sema tribe, the dowry is given to the female, to the parents of the daughter, whom you're going to get married. Yeah, and Sema tribes has a political system of an autocrat, secular character, having a chieftain being characterized by benevolent dispositions. And in the past, they were brave warriors whose status was determined by the number of people killed and the number of feasts of merit and bloodline. And of course, as Nagas were headhunters, which we will be discussing in the other episodes. We'll be discussing more about headhunting, why Naga practice headhunting. But since it is mentioned here, the more people the more enemies you are able to kill, you gain greater status in the Naga society. And of course, they were also known for their aggressiveness, yet very easy to reconcile by nature. And men take pride in their, the heroic past, which demonstrates their bravery, valor, and courage, all regarded to qualities that pass through Sumi blood. And they are known for their hospitality and generosity, for which in the past other neighboring tribes had come to seek. And you can see the picture over there. These are the modern, the Sema ladies, in their traditional costumes. They have not only this type of traditional costume, but they have different colorful traditional costumes as well. And among the Sema tribe, a village head has been known to acquire the status of chieftain. And the chiefs of the village was very powerful, as he controls the entire village. And the chieftainship was hereditary in the family of the men who originally founded the village. Basically, the founder of the village he is the chief of the village, the founder of the village. And the most suitable man became the chief by force of character, and his main function was that of a leader in war. It was customary for the elder son of a Sema chief to establish a village in his own out of his father's estate. And now coming back to the tribe of Chang, we'll try to go a little faster. Chang tribe people are well known for their bravery, art, colors, and successful warriors. You can see from their traditional attires that they have worn. They are very well known for their colors and beautiful art which they make. And the Chang is one of the Naga tribes inhabiting the Dunsang district of Nagaland. And according to oral and traditional story, it is said that the ancestors of the Changs lived in the place called Chakhesang, which was the first village of the Chang tribe. It was believed that right at the center of this village, they constructed a platform called Mulong. And the platform was considered to be the platform of progress and prosperity, which became the public court where all the major issues were conducted, and these decisions or judgment delivered from these platforms became the final order. And the Chang tribe followed monarchy system of governance, but the Chang chief did not have the monopoly of the land as the Sema counterparts. And the kingship was hereditary, and the king employed free labor and contributions from the subject in all forms of bedi, but he was not an autocratic, I mean to say. In practice, the councillors ran the administration, and the function of the chief was more or less a ritual. And now coming back to Khimingan tribe is again inhabits the district of Kefuri, which is bordering Myanmar. And the Khimingan tribes are not only in Nagaland but also in Myanmar as well. And Khimingan, the original name of the Khimingans is Kenyu, which means house of slats, since they made their houses with flat stones. But in 1950, the name Kenyu was changed to Khimingan, which means originated from water. And about 35% of the population are found in Nagaland, and rest are in the Naga self-administered zone in the district, in one of the district in Myanmar. As I have said, Khimingans are not only in Nagaland, but they are also in Myanmar. And now let's talk about the Phom tribe. Phom tribe is one of the Naga tribes inhabiting in Kefuri district, which is bordering Myanmar. And district has been carved out to the present Dunsang district in January 24, 2004. By upgrading the subdivision of Kefuri, it is the home of the Phoms, Yumchungers, Sangdams, Khimingans, and the Sumis. And Phom is one of the major tribes of Nagaland, contributes about 6.6% percentage of the total population of Nagaland. And some Phom villages used to practice a joint family where married couple lived with their parents for economic purpose. Of course, in the Naga society, you don't hardly come across people, the married couple living with their parents, because once they are married, once they are able to sustain their own life, they get married. So, but in a Phom, it is also found that in the olden days, some married couple, they live with their parents, but of course it is specifically for economic purpose, not for any other things. And naming of child is done on the 5th for girl child and 6th day for the boy child. And married couple never addressed by their names, and Phom tribe has as many as 5 dialects which differ from village to village. And they are well known for their beautiful artistic wood carvings. And the Pom people are also known by the name Koha, Temlu, and other names given by the other tribes. And it is believed that Pom tribes might have migrated from Burma and settled in the Sang, And in the course of the migration, Pom separated from Yumchung Chang and in Langsang village, which is presently occupied by Yumchung tribes, and with Ao tribe in Chungli Yimdi. And the Rengma tribe is one of the smallest Naga tribe in Nagaland, and Temenu is the home and headquarters of the Rengma tribe, which is under the district of Kohima. And Rengma is considered to be the best Naga blacksmiths, And Rengma tribe is also found in a Mikir hills of Assam. And next is the Sangtam tribe that inhabits the district of Tuensang and Kefri. In Sangtam society, right from the beginning, was a republic type of government where every individual had equal participation in society. Sangtam tribe, like the Ao tribe and the Lotha tribe, had no love and regard for monarchy type of government. Their leadership, the headmanship is chosen on the basis of merit such as head trophy, intellect, influences and wealth. I'm going a little faster. And the Pochuri tribe, the word Pochuri is accompanied, is a acronym, form of, combination of three clans, namely Sapu, Kachuri, and Kuria. And Pochuri tribe inhabits district of Pek, and like all other tribes, the Pochuri, people are also well known for their rich cultural and tradition, and there are varieties of traditions, traditional attires and ornaments, and the customs, the customary laws are unwritten, but practiced by all the villagers. And the Yumchungur tribes, they inhabit the district of, they are in the district of Tuensang. And according to their traditional stories, they emerged from a cave in a place known as Kemepu, near Wangpur village. They say that their number was great, their number became great, so much greater. So they closed the cave with a huge stone, and thus others were not, others were left behind. And the Ziliang tribe is one of the major tribes in Nagaland, and the word Ziliang is a combination of Zeme, Lengmai, and Rongmai. And this particular tribes, Zeme, Liangmai, and the Rongmais, are not only found in Nagaland, but also found in Manipur, as well as in Assam. Then the Kuki tribes we have in Nagaland, there are also some Kukis. And of course, Kukis are not the Naga tribe, but they are from the Chin Kuki. They are from that Chin Kuki. And in India, they are called Kuki, but in Myanmar, they are called as Chin by the Chin. And the next tribe is called the Kachari tribe. History of the Kachari is nothing but the history of the Tamasa Kachari kingdom. The Tamasa people are a group of people inhabiting Assam and Nagaland state. So, as I have discussed, there are 16 tribes in Nagaland, which we have already explained. Some we have explained in a little bit detail, but for some, because of shortage of time, we were not able to discuss further. But in the next discussion, we'll talk about the Morong, we'll talk about Feast of Merit, we'll also talk about the festivals of the Nagas. So with this, we come to the end of our today's discussion. Thank you.